Broadcasting live from an Airstream somewhere in Tornado Alley, bringing you the people, places, and stories from the Panhandle to the Red River. This is your Only in Oklahoma show.
And welcome to the show. Something's going on in Winganon, and it's out of this world. I'm Brett.
And I am Harley. So we have a ton of road trips coming up.
There are a lot. Yeah.
Are we going to do the Calf Fry Festival this year?
When is that?
The end of April.
I'll have to see. I gotta see. I have to. You have to understand. I have to schedule things around not just work, but ultrasounds, childbirth. I've got to book 3 babysitters and a microphone. I would like to. Yeah, sounds fun. What?
This is my sad face, dude.
What?
Like,
I would like to.
You and your child creation.
Yeah, they've really. It's
like.
That's all I've done. That's the only road trips I've been on.
Blown the transmission on the OnlyinOKShow road trip extravaganza.
I know. We had big plans when there was just one. We're like, we'll load Carson up in the car. You know what I mean? When there was just one, and then there were 2.
Dude, I get the delivery from the Oklahoma Tourism Department of all of the cool stuff that's happening this year. We're like, yeah, let's do it. We're going to do all this stuff. And then you're like, oh, by the way, we got another baby coming.
I know it. All of my social media reminders of where I was this time last year looking at ultrasounds. It's literally never ended. I've been looking at ultrasound photos for almost 2 years. Like, I literally haven't not been in some type of baby shopping. Like, it just never stops.
You just need
a pair of scissors. I think that I need a pair of scissors and a friend I can trust.
I don't think that road trip deliveries are like super high up on the safety and precaution levels.
No, and there's a lot of, I'm just saying there's a lot of potholes on these roadways, so any of those could be a induction to labor. So, yeah. But I think we can still squeeze something in. Don't worry. All right, we might be able to go see the space capsule in Winganon, but we'll talk about that next. So I was taking a look at, as we both often do, but I was looking at some of the stuff that Master Threads has been doing recently. Do you remember the old school jackets, the kind of shiny jacket with the collar, the solid collar, striped collar that kind of came down, the button-up jacket in the 80s?
Yeah, super fan.
The Tuttle wrestling team has some of those. They're too cool. I love those.
They are, and I like the retro feel of those jackets. Mm-hmm. It reminds me of school and when I was going to school.
Many years ago.
Many years ago.
Yes.
But now it's cool again.
It is cool. It's part of that, I don't know, it's like this retro graded fashion sense now. I like it.
If I was going to order uniforms or something for a high school team now, I would have never thought to look for something that retro.
Right.
But that's one of the nice things about Master Threads. They've got all that stuff, and they're willing to throw out crazy ideas to make sure that your team stands out and is really at the cutting edge of uniform technology.
What I like about them, yes, they're local, but they have all of the technology, everything that you could ask for in a print shop / embroidery shop, I mean, you're not going to, they're not mediocre threads. They're Master Threads.
It's all in the name. Call them for a free quote. It's 405-673-3787.
Or catch them on the web at masterthreads.us.
Oklahoma has some really bizarre roadside attractions.
Yeah.
We've touched base on a few of them.
We've touched base, and we've probably touched our feet to quite a few as well.
Absolutely. But there is one roadside attraction that really looks like it might be from another world.
Quite literally.
We are, of course, talking about the Winganon Space Capsule.
Now stop there. We have to describe what lengths we went to. You know, we've been known in the past to butcher a pronunciation or two. Probably not reach out to make sure that we're correct. And we've been corrected through reviews on how we pronunciate things and or you know what I mean.
Yes.
And take liberties with things.
And the thing about Winganon, Oklahoma, is that it's a small, unincorporated town in Rogers County. So not a lot of people running around saying Winganon.
Not a lot of people doing that. Because I think it's, wouldn't you say most unincorporated communities are kind of the space in between the, how would you describe?
I would say if you're an unincorporated community, then you are between one small town and another smaller town.
Right. And somewhere in the distance is a bustling metropolis. I don't know. But Winganon is literally out of this world in the middle of, is it nowhere? Not quite nowhere.
No, Nowhere, Oklahoma is its own place.
There is a Nowhere, Oklahoma. So what about this?
Confuse them.
Well, I know. Well, what about this space capsule?
Okay, so if you haven't seen this, the pictures don't do it justice.
Right.
Between the towns of Talala and Winganon, you're gonna do a double take because it looks like a mysterious NASA space capsule from a Cold War space mission crashed in the side of the road.
I do want to say one thing.
Yes.
It makes me feel good when you look at me, when you pronounce words or names, almost as to say, wait for my glare of approval. So you did very well with Talala. I'm just saying. The better question is, how does this space capsule end up in an unincorporated community in Oklahoma?
Okay, so it isn't a real space capsule.
Okay.
It didn't even fall out of the sky. It fell off of a cement mixer. It's the back part of a cement mixer. In 1959, there was a traffic accident.
Right.
The cement mixer fell off the side of the road, and the mixer part fell off. And before they could get a tow truck out to it, the cement inside hardened.
Is this real?
It's a real story.
Wow.
So it became a solid block, and the crew that was working on, they were working on Ulaga Lake, like one of the dams or something, and they couldn't move the mixer. They were like, oh crap, we've made a horrible mistake here. So they were going to bury it.
Wow. Okay.
On the spot. They were literally going to dig a hole and bury it right where it laid.
Please continue. How does this, why would you bury trash on the side of the road? But I guess it's 1950.
Well, it's 1959 and it weighed 1 billion pounds. I don't know how much a concrete mixer is full of concrete, but it's got to weigh a lot.
So fast forward, what? Mid-2000?
Well, not even that. So the construction company that was going to come bury it apparently forgot.
Oh, okay.
It just kind of slipped their mind. I don't know. Maybe.
How do you forget?
Maybe somebody was like, yeah, we can't get heavy equipment over there. You guys have to do that with a shovel. And they're like, yeah, we quit.
Yeah, we're done here.
So it had been painted, tagged by graffiti artists and all sorts of things over the years. But the people of the town, the people of the area started to kind of fall in love with it because it was just this weird roadside landmark.
Well, and really, all of a sudden you have this, it's just a piece of a cement truck, but now it's part of your history. It's the thing that, I mean, if you think about it, if you're, I hate to say, an unincorporated community in Oklahoma, that puts some asses in seats.
Absolutely. And it had been decorated in different fashion throughout the years. In 2011, a couple of local artists, Barry and Heather Thomas, painted it to look like a NASA landing capsule. Get this.
Okay.
To celebrate their 5th wedding anniversary.
Okay. I like that.
Dude, how brilliant is Barry Thomas that he convinced his wife on their 5th wedding anniversary not to go to some luxurious place, not for some giant diamond or anything. No, babe, let's get some silver paint. and paint that thing on the side of the road.
I can tell you how many 5th anniversaries I've had. They're not very many, and it didn't end well. It did. She wanted to send me to the moon, but not in a space capsule.
So of all of the masks that this piece of heavy equipment has had over the years, I really don't think that anybody could have come up with a better paint job than the space capsule.
You really can't. If you look at, especially looking at the pictures, if you're not fixed on, it looks just like, it reminds me of watching the old space capsule footage of coming down and kind of on the parachutes into the ocean. It kind of reminds me of the opening sequence to I Dream of Jeannie.
That was exactly what I was thinking. I was thinking
really?
It reminds me of the space capsule from I Dream of Jeannie, almost to a T.
Yeah.
But it's not just paint. They didn't just paint it.
Yeah.
Like, it has accessories attached. It looks like hoses and wires, and
so they've done some modifications to it.
I think they did it all at the same point in time, but it's not just paint. Like, it looks like it's got the thrust cones on the back.
Oh wow!
And reflective panels and all sorts of stuff. They really put a lot of attention to detail in it.
So an item like this has to have made an impact nationwide, maybe even worldwide. So has it garnered any attention from social media or?
Absolutely. I mean, it's been featured. Obviously, it's featured on Travel OK. It's featured in a lot of local newspapers. It's really a hot spot for highway art, kind of year after year.
I think I heard about it on the OnlyinOKShow next week.
It even made it to the front page of Reddit as one of the favorite photo op spots.
Well, you really have to take this thing in. You know, we can't paint a picture for you via audio. You definitely have to check this thing out. It's everywhere. They even have their own Facebook page. It has their own Facebook page, folks.
It's facebook.com/Winganon Space Capsule. You can check out their pictures, tell you exactly how to get to it.
Well, I'll tell you who else has a Facebook page, if you so choose. We do. We have a pretty cool group going, don't you think?
I like our group.
Our group is growing.
Is it a Facebook page or is it a Spacebook?
It's a Spacebook page for you to supply your events in your own space.
If you've taken pictures of the Winganon Space Capsule, we definitely want to see your pictures. Share them on our page.
Yeah, absolutely. This has been the OnlyinOKShow. New shows every week so far. I'm Brett.
And I'm Harley, and we're out of here.
Peace.
Yeah.
You start. I want to start start some traditions that I miss. I miss going to the lake every summer. I mean, when I was a kid, I did that, but we're talking about maybe eventually getting a camper. But it's got to seat fucking 12. What's your sleep?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Do you have any Christmas?
I wouldn't want to. No, that's not right. 1, 2, 3,
comfortably
4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6.
But without taking a dine-in out and shit. How many does it sleep comfortably?
1, 2, 3, 5. Without taking the dining deal and dropping the table.
Of course, it's, we're a ways out. But how much did you pay for yours? 85?
65.
67,
something like that.
Yeah, I looked one time on Facebook, and now, it's part of my daily. I'm, having to thumb through campers.
Literally, you could find one to buy, now.
There's a guy around the corner who's got a Winnebago that's painted flat black. I like it. It's flat black, and he went back over the Winnebago stripes and all with a neon green, and it's for sale.
My one issue with a flat black camper in the state of Oklahoma.
Hot.
You may as well start a fire underneath it.
The only thing I don't like about the idea of a pull behind is you drive 2 hours. It's 45 minutes to hook up.
See,
and then you drive 2 miles to drop it off for the weekend.
That's one of the reasons that I've been pushing for the concept. We could literally leave it parked there.
Yeah.
Like, it's just parked there.
Where's Muldrow, Oklahoma?
It's south of Tahlequah, about half an hour.
Way the hell up there.
You saw the water.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's all like that.
Yeah.
Like, blue water in Oklahoma.
Mm-hmm. That's pretty cool.
I don't know.
I'm in no hurry. I've got to get... Do we know it's Winganon?
I have no idea. That's why I asked you. You want me to look it up?
Yeah. But I don't know if Google Pronunciate will give us that. You probably think it's...
Thank you for choosing Casey. It's Trevor. How can I help you?
Hey, Trevor, are you guys close to Winganon?
Maybe about 15 minutes away from Winganon.
All right. Am I saying that right? Is that how they say it? Winganon?
Yeah.
Okay. I appreciate it. That's all I needed. I really appreciate your help.
You're welcome. Have a good night.
Bye.
The best way to have somebody pronounce Winganon. We're about 15 minutes away from. It's not like he said Winganang. You know what I mean? So,
we're about 15 minutes away from Winganon.
You're like, okay, thank you. He has no idea that his job is done.
All right, let's
roll.
roll.
Winganon. Okay.
Winganon.
3, 2, 1.